Are you feeling a little bit of overwhelm and stress lately? If so, I want to share with you 3 different breathing modalities, techniques to help you bust through that. So if we haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, I'm Connie Jo Holmes, and I'm the founder of Be You to Be Full Hypnosis and Coaching. And in that capacity, I'm a coach, I'm an NLP specialist, as well as a hypnotherapist. And these are some things that I share with my clients so that they can continue to use these tools after our time together. And it made me think that this could be beneficial for many people. Now, one thing I want to share with you 3 different techniques, although there's a gazillion different ways to breathe. And they all have different, like maybe activation methods behind them. And then sometimes it's also relaxation methods. But today, mine primarily is going to be about calming and regulating that nervous system. All right. Because I feel like we might need that right now. And then I also want to share with you the why behind it. To me, not enough people tell you the why behind things. And I don't know about you, but if someone just tells me to do something, I probably won't do it. But if you tell me why it's important and why it works, well, my ears perk up. I respect it a little bit more, and therefore I'm probably going to be more inclined to do it and then do it regularly. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. The first thing I want to share with you are the 6 breaths a minute. Now, they say that the average person breathes between 10 to 12 breaths a minute. They say people that are really stressed and anxious, they breathe upwards of 16 breaths a minute. And if anyone has had anxiety that turns into panic, this is how it's done. Well, I'm really anxious and overwhelmed, and so I'm not getting a deep breath. My breath is staying up here in my chest because I'm only breathing 16 breaths a minute. And doing that, I start to feel a little bit heady, and that can be where that panic can actually turn into. And of course, I was playing with that, but my point of attempting to breathe just 16 breaths a minute because my breath is hanging out up here, I'm not taking that deep breath that just gives me that moment to just slow down. All right. So those are some facts about breathing, but they actually say we really do need to start to train ourselves to breathe 6 breaths a minute. Now, it's rather easy to do that on your own because all you're doing is breathing in for 5, exhaling for 5. So that's 10 seconds. And you do that 6 times. So to count in your head and do it is rather easy. So to me, I think we should always, not always, because sometimes you are going to breathe through your mouth for more of an activation breath. But for the most part, we want to breathe in through our nose because we actually want to make sure we're nose breathers rather than mouth breathers. There's all sorts of medical reasons behind that this video is not intended for, but there's a great book called Breath if you're really interested in that. I think the author's name is Jim Nestor. Don't quote me on that, but the book is Breath and it's a big, beautiful yellow cover. My book is downstairs, otherwise I'd hold it up. But anyways, so the 5 breaths a minute. So let's do it together. So let's breathe in through our nose, and then let's either breathe out through your nose or through parted lips. Okay. So let's just do 1 minute together. Before we do, just take 1 moment and just on a scale of 0 to 10, 0, I'm feeling pretty crappy, to 10, I'm feeling amazing. Just do a quick check. Where are you feeling right now? For me, kind of a 6. I'm feeling just a little wonky lately. So let's do this together. So in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I couldn't count and breathe at the same time, so I wasn't able to do that. But hopefully you're feeling just even a little bit better. Now, again, this is something that we should do regularly throughout our day to start to train ourselves to just slow down our breathing. And so I tell my clients, what are things that we do regularly? We drink water, we eat, and we go to the bathroom. Your choice, but whenever you do one of those things, just take a moment, 1 minute, and just doing that one breath. I feel so much better. And if you don't believe me, just you do it. It's amazing. One thing I do tell my clients is I know this stuff sounds so simple. And I think it sounds so simple that people don't do it because they're like, that's so simple. That's not going to work. But I tell my clients, do it, because when you do it, you're going to find, oh my God, this does work. I feel amazing after doing these things. So just test it out. So, okay, so that's the first one, 6 breaths a minute. Now, the second one is, you may have heard this one because a lot of people talk about this. They refer to it as either square breathing or box breathing. And I'll tell you in a moment why this works. So a time to use this might be when you're flared, whether it's stress, whether it's anxiety, anger, sadness, but just that heightened, even fear, that heightened emotion that you might have. Doing box breathing can be amazing. And the reason it is because when we're flared, boom, our mind is going a gazillion miles an hour. And so when we can just stop and do this breathing, it brings us back to the breath. And the reason why I feel this one is even more effective than just a deep breath in and out, although that does work too. This one, you are occupying your mind with 3 different things. You're counting, you're breathing, and you're drawing in your mind a square. Okay, so what it is you breathe in through your nose to the count of 4. You hold at the top for the count of 4. You exhale to the count of 4, and you hold to the count of 4. And so let's do one rotation together. So, and as I'm doing it, hopefully you're watching this video, but in your own mind, draw the line of the square. So in 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. One more. In 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Now this one too, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, or out through parted lips. And so I tell my clients, even if you can draw one square, that's great. But it's sometimes maybe better, especially if you're really flared, if you can draw 4 squares. Okay. So now my third one is the 4, 7, and 8. Now I'm going to tell you, with everything I'm saying here, well, with the square breathing and the 4, 7, 8, maybe you've heard different variations, and that's perfectly fine. You get the gist though. The square breathing is just to occupy your mind with those 3 things. Maybe it's not 4 breaths for you. Maybe it's 6, maybe it's 5. Doesn't really matter, but you get the gist. It's the consistency, and it's counting, drawing, and breathing. Now with this one, I've heard people say it in different ways too. The point with this one is that you are exhaling out twice as long as your in-breath. So I do 4, 7, and 8. Some people might do 5, 6, and 10. Doesn't matter, but you understand that you want to exhale out double the amount that you're inhaling. Now this one, to me, I feel that this is a good one to do regularly to start to just reset your nervous system. So to me, I think it's a great thing to do as you drift off to sleep. Just lie in bed and just do it several times until you just naturally start to drift off to sleep. Maybe before your feet even hit the ground in the morning, maybe you start your day with this. You'll just naturally know what works for you. And one other thing, a visual with this that I like to imagine. Let's say your nervous system is up here. Let's just say you kind of live in a state of stress. So therefore, you're up here. And I like to think about, though, the scales of justice, okay? Or like an old-fashioned scale. So here's, the heightened nervous system. And so whenever you can, breathe in, but then breathe out twice as long, I just feel that it's that scale just coming back to balance. To me, that helps. And if it helps you, God bless. So anyways, what this one is, let's do it together. So it's breathing in through your nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So with that one too, maybe your shoulders were up to your ears and maybe they're starting to come down a little bit. Maybe your heart, you can feel it pounding. Maybe you're starting to feel it just beating as it should. So just as a really quick recap, the first breath, training yourself, so doing it regularly, to take 1 minute and breathe 6 breaths a minute. Easy to do because it's 5 in, 5 out, 10 seconds, you do it 6 times. The purpose of that one is just to start to train yourself to slow down your breathing, which is so important. The second one is square or box breathing, and that one is intended to use when you are heightened, when you have a heightened emotional state, anger, sadness, fear, stress, any of those things. And it works so well because you're occupying your mind with 3 different things. So when you're so focused on that, your mind isn't thinking so much on the stress or the anger or the fear. All right. And then the third one is that 4, 7, and 8. And with that one, the logic is to do that regularly, morning and night or something like that, so that you can start to just bring down that nervous system. All right. I hope that was helpful. Again, there's a gazillion different ways to breathe. If you have a favorite breath method, please put that out in the comments, because let's help everybody here in this very important thing that we all do that we take for granted, right? All right. Thank you so much. If I can be of service for you in any way in my coaching, hypnosis, or NLP, please definitely look in the description box for how to contact me. All right. Thank you so much. Bye.